right, good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Morning.
All right, a common theme we've been working on over the last few months, and many in the room may have seen some of the previous presentations, have been about our 30 Cube program. So today, I'm very pleased to announce that we have project number 4 teed up under this program. And a brief introduction for those that may not have heard about 30 Cubed or know what it is. It's a program that the Commission launched earlier this year, and it encourages collaboration between the county and municipalities throughout the county. All 14 have an opportunity. It's on a voluntary basis for roadway infrastructure improvements. The primary focus is on connectivity and capacity. Anytime we can incorporate multimodal items such as multi-use trails or access management or safety components, and also improve capacity of our roadway network, our entire roadway network on a regional basis, then that's what we're trying to do here. So again, the 4th project that's being brought to you today is from the city of Spanish Fort, and they have brought an excellent project to the table. I will kind of jump into the details. It is what we call the Old Highway 31 roadway and pedestrian improvements. So for those that are familiar with the US 31 corridor near Spanish Fort, you understand how difficult that can be to navigate and travel, especially during peak hours around school times of entering and exiting during the work mornings and afternoons. So kind of move in. Just jump straight to the map here. So if you draw your attention to the screen, the area you see shaded in green here is the corporate limits, the municipal annex limits of the city of Spanish Fort. To the west, the pinkish area is Daphne. So on this map, this is just east of the Eastern Shore Center and just south of US 31. So that congested area there, and those, like I said earlier, as you try to navigate onto US 31 and off of US 31, you don't understand how difficult it is. So Old Highway 31 is just east. It's off of, it extends off of US 31. It's just east of Highway 181, and it is just east of the Eastern Shore Boulevard, and that is the signal that feeds off of 31 into the Eastern Shore Center. So just giving a little context of the location. So on the map here, you'll see the western connection of Old Highway 31. There's a dot on the map. Any of you that have tried to access US 31 from that point know how difficult and unsafe that can be. So that has been a concern for many years. We've coordinated with the city of Spanish Fort. We've coordinated with AlDOT and have worked on solutions and different options of how we could make that function better. Old Highway 31 is a county road, and obviously US 31 is a state road. Well, in the course of those conversations, Spanish Fort come to us and said, hey, we're getting complaints and concerns as well, and we want to bring an idea forward that may can help with not only the safety of that intersection, but continue help move traffic in an east and west fashion, get it into the Spanish Fort or into the Eastern Shore Center a little better. And if we can do that, we can then funnel the traffic to a signalized intersection and minimize these safety concerns at Old 31. Very intriguing idea. So they brought a design to us, and we went through a few iterations and tweaked it with them, and so here's what we're going to provide. What you see shown, and I'll go into some more detail in a minute, but what you see shown in red is the proposed roadway alignment. There is currently no roadway in this location. So this will, again, allow an additional connection that does not exist today from Old Highway 31 into the Eastern Shore Center to Eastern Shore Boulevard. I'll move forward a little bit. Okay, this is a little bit of a busy drawing, but I'm going to kind of work our way through it. Let's start up at US Highway 31. What we will do with that intersection is a right in and right out. So the biggest issue is people trying to make left turns on 231 and just not being able to navigate that safely. So that will be converted to a right in and right out intersection. But it will allow traffic another access point. If you look just south of the bubble there, sorry, the pointer don't work on the screen here, but it will it will allow an access off of Old Highway 31 into a roundabout intersection, and then progress westerly over to Eastern Shore Boulevard. And if those that's kind of familiar with the area, this is right near the bowling alley through a currently vacant lot there. Also in this conversation, the need for an additional Bratz transit hub in Spanish Fort has been brought forward, and that's a huge need, and we've needed that for a long time there, and we've strategized where that needs to be. Well, we factored that into this conversation, and so the roadway just kind of progresses east there, and you'll see a bubble where it's got the potential Bratz transit hub. The city has graciously offered to factor that into their master plan with other things they're looking at, donate some property there to allow for the future development of a Bratz transit hub. And our public transit system with the Bratz department is growing by leaps and bounds. And as we continue to grow as a county, as a whole, public transit is going to continue to be a bigger, play a bigger role in our transportation network. So very excited to be able to discuss a new hub location. So the point we're here to talk about today is building the roadways that will tie all this together. That is what 30 Cubed is about. And so through this partnership and through 30 Cubed, the city will pay 50% of the roadway cost, all cost, design, right-of-way will be donated for this project. That's a very good win. Some multimodal, multi-use trails will be built in, some lighting for safety, the roundabout, help manage traffic at what will be a very busy intersection. And so they will pay 50% of that. 30 Cubed from the county side will pay the other 50%. So it's a great partnership. The roadway network is a total of $7.1 million, with the county paying half, the city paying half. And then upon completion, the city will take over maintenance of everything inside the corporate limits, which is pretty much the entire project description I just mentioned. Maybe one little small portion of roadway that's outside the city currently that the county would retain. So it's a good deal for the county, good deal for the city. More importantly, it's a good deal for our citizens.
That's right.
So we'll go back to the US Highway 31 intersection, just show a little bit what I'm talking about by right in and right out. This is a drone shot that we took earlier this week of current condition. Obviously, school's out, so you don't see the traffic like you normally do when school's in session. However, and if you notice on the screen, you see a rendition of the right in and right out. And those that travel up and down the state roads, you've seen a lot of these style intersections that's come online recently, and it's greatly improved the safety. So access management's a big component of what we do and keeping our citizens safe.
So
right.
Frank, can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
On that right there, you cannot take a left out of there?
That is correct.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So no more cut throughs to try to beat traffic.
Yes, sir.
Great.
So
Because people use Old Highway 31 to cut through to beat the line of traffic, and what happens is when they're risking their lives taking that left,
yeah.
and almost causing wrecks every single day. And this is just that improvement alone is great.
Yeah.
Yes,
This
sir.
is good.
That's
This is
exactly right. And we've looked at this option for a long time, but we couldn't do this scenario without
right.
some other form of an outlet. Now the traffic can get to an actual signalized intersection, and it's just a short loop around. It's a win-win all the way around.
Good deal.
So with that, that's kind of enough about the details of the project. I'll introduce the agenda item GA1, and then before we take a vote, I would like for Mayor McMillan to be able to come up and say a few words.
Sure.
So the item is the 30 Cubed Program Intergovernmental Roadway Construction Agreement with the City of Spanish Fort for certain roadway improvements. Approve an intergovernmental roadway construction agreement between the Baldwin County Commission and the City of Spanish Fort for roadway improvements connecting Eastern Shore Boulevard to Old Highway 31, contingent upon the approval of the agreement by the City of Spanish Fort. This will, once it goes through this meeting, the City Council will take action. So with that, Mayor McMillan.
Thank you, Frank.
Good morning.
Good
morning, Mayor.
How are you?
Hope
everybody's having a great start of the day. You know, everything's good. You got a good crowd. Y'all may be here for a little while. I'm glad I'm first. So I want to thank the commissioners for this 30Q program. This means a lot to the cities, to the county. It's all about moving traffic. It's all about making things safe. So we're very proud of that. The partnership between the county and the city, this is a wonderful thing. It improves our roadway capabilities, capacity, and connectivity, and thus the important parts of it. The 30Q program will also add much needed funding to help us all accomplish what we're trying to accomplish here. So we're very proud of that. I want to thank a lot of folks for this. This has been a project we've worked on for a while, 3 years minimum. City Council, I want to thank them, Cooperative Improvement District, the Eastern Shore Center Lanes, Butch and Sonia Cole. They're donating property to get us to the Eastern Shore Center, which is quite a lump of money there, to be honest with you. Malvis Plantation is a partner in this, and Lewis Sterling. And of course, Sawgrass Consulting has been right there with us the whole way, trying to make this all work, Ursula Godwin and them. You know, this will improve the transportation of numerous residents and businesses in this area, not to mention the safety aspect that it's definitely going to improve. Capacity issues will be improved on 31 without a doubt, and it'll allow future connections for perhaps some other roads down the way where we can take it all the way around, bring it back into 31. We already had conversations with some property owners down there to perhaps make that a big loop coming back into Coleman Lane, to make that all the way a circle around, which would be great. You know, the proposed Bratz hub is a quality of life thing. You know, it's going to move some folks. It's going to be good. And we've been wanting one of those in Spanish Fort for a while also. So, you know, we're going to build some facilities back there, regional baseball, softball, soccer facility kind of thing, a miracle field for our youth that need that, walking trails. These improvements will assist in bringing customers to the retail stores and, of course, help the residents on Old 31 and, of course, alleviate some issues on 31. So thank you again for this proposed project, and we certainly appreciate the 30Q program. It is very meaningful to us.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to say this before we do the vote. I want to thank the commission and our staff, too, for putting this out there, coming up with this, and for us to do this. Because it does help all the citizens in Baldwin County, regardless if you live in the city or the county. And I just want to stress that. And I appreciate the partners with the other mayors that came to us and that we got a partnership with them too already. So I just want to say thank you for bringing this up too.
Well, no, thank y'all for entertaining it. Number one, sure. This program is great for the county. Yeah. It's not just for us. Yeah, we're going to get a piece of it. Right. For the whole county. But it's going to affect everything we do. And of course, we're all trying to move traffic. We're all trying to make things quality of life. Safety, all those things. And these are all factors, and this 30Q program helps us get there.
I just want to say that also hats off to the staff for coming up with this. This is a unprecedented program that I don't think we've seen anybody else do it, and we hope to be the flagship to set a precedent all over the state and the Southeast and anywhere else, even nationwide. But this is where the county commission is showing how that we are partnering and collaborating with our 14 municipalities. Every municipality has the opportunity. And since we do have a nice big room full of people here, I get an opportunity to say this. This is not just for the larger municipalities. Last meeting, we signed an agreement with Magnolia Springs, and I don't even have to tell you to think the difference in the budgets of those small municipalities. And so this is not just for 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. This is, you know, first come, first serve, and if it's that great, we'll try to look for some money to continue. I mean, I'm going out on a limb with that. I can't call it 30Q if we come up with more than 30. But anyways, I don't care what we have to call it. This is a great partnership, and I appreciate you guys for wanting to do it with us. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Frank, to you and your staff and everybody involved in the commission and this program. It seems like every time you come up here and we've got another one of these, you got to introduce the 30Q program, and so we're going to get a lot of those. I have a feeling, and Mayor, thank you and the city of Spanish Fort for partnering with us, because it is a partnership, and you know, a lot of people kind of lose sight sometimes. Us as a commission, we only represent the rural aspects of the county and let the mayors take care of their cities, but that's not true at all. And this is just an example of how we're partnering with municipalities in this and making things work together.
And thank y'all. Thank the commissioner for the foresight to move these kind of projects forward. We didn't have these options a few years ago. And with your wisdom moving this forward, it's a great thing for our county, not just for Spanish Fork. It's a great thing for all of us, and we need to recognize that.
Yes, sir.
Well, you know, this fits in with our master plan of what we're trying to help with infrastructures. Because we realize that infrastructure is our number one issue that we have, is moving traffic. As you know, we've been discovered, and if you'll ride down 59 or 98 or even the Beach Express, you'll find out that we have been found. You know, and the traffic counts are huge, and we're trying to make some connectivity for our local residents so that they can get around and not have to worry about a lot of this traffic congestion. And I think it's a plan that's going to work very well, and creating this plan. And Frank and the staff all came up with this 30 cube, and which incorporated the municipalities, and that's great, because that's what we need to move. It's not so much the traffic in the county, but it's a lot of when you go into the municipality, because most everybody has to go into the municipality to shop or whatever, and so it adds that much more traffic to these roadways. And so I'm glad you brought this forward to us, because I think this is going to be a great project,
Hey, Mayor, while I got you here, I don't know who was responsible for getting Aldot's attention, but y'all have finally cut the middle lane into not a freeway anymore. And whoever came up with that idea is,
Well, I'll tell
Brilliant.
you, I'll commend the chief. He and I have had conversations about the issues. We actually did a traffic count, and I'm getting off subject here.
Right.
But we did a traffic count one morning, just did a survey, how many cars were bypassing people and going down that center lane and
Yeah.
riding it forever. Just for the morning school traffic, we had over 102 cars do it. That was crazy. So it had to get fixed.
it's because it just had a bad wreck right there in front of the apartment. So it's serving its purpose now. So nobody can use it as freeway anymore. They're gonna run over
You
all
know
those
how it
things.
works. Some of them will be happy and some
That's
of them
right.
won't.
That's right. That's a good concept. So, thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Frank, too. And
Mr.
if y'all
Chairman,
didn't know, Frank is our county engineer, so I wanted y'all to be aware of that. He's our
I
county
make a
engineer.
motion that we adopt item GA1.
And I second that motion.
All right, got a motion and a second to adopt GA1. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye, motion carries.